And let's see what the OTL has to offer for their feature race of the evening. I'm dead sure we will see a safety car for the feature race. I expect to see more from the likes of Dixie also. I think he can improve. So this is the feature race now up. I'll get back onto the channel and go to spectator before Rage shouts up, mate. And hopefully guys will get back in the channel, have a quick chit chat. Of course they will wait on your word, Jensen, for the grid being set, as you're the host.
Yeah, I'm going to get on that now. We have 18 guys, so
perfect. Oh, you have the list, right? You don't need me to talk anything like that.
That's almost everyone.
Yeah, I think just one driver missing. I'm not sure exactly who, but it looks like it's Pedro. It is Pedro. So I'll get an invite to the young man himself. There's an invite to Pedro. Excuse the blue screen chat. Pedro, if you are watching the screen and you don't know, you will need to relaunch the game. Oh, here he is, I think. We're all in now, Mr. Johnson.
Yep, it is just being sorted.
Tell me when and I will give official word to Mr. Rage.
Yep, just hold station. It's, yeah. Just wondering where their names were, Jesus Christ. Alright.
So this is the thing with the sprint races chat, it just takes a little minute. We've got to jump back in, completely reform a lobby because the game just breaks if you try and go from one race to the other. And then we are setting the grid, of course, off the previous race results. And then we will get going. Just waiting on that nod from young Jensen. The man with all the power.
I wouldn't say that.
The man with some of the power. How about we just turn you back to stats, man?
Yeah, I'd prefer that.
You can be the stats man.
Right, I'm just double checking. So for this feature race grid, we have Ranger P1, Mataman P2, F. Lewis P3, Nick P4, Bossman P5, Mikey P6, Mitzi Matt P7, Clarky P8, Pedro P9, Greenfingers P10, Mazaspin P11, SPW P12, J Entex P13, Mr. Rage P14, P15, Danny Boy, Mitch P16, Volksbob P17, Utio, Dixnose P18, and Charlie P19. That's pretty much done.
Yes, so we are set. I've give Rage the word. The lights are on. We are good to go.
We are good.
So I'm going to grab a quick restroom, Jensen, before we get going. And then I shouldn't need to break while we're in. Bear with me 1 minute. And just like that, I'm back. So the timer is at the top of the screen, although that is not our start timer. It's just, for some reason, it shows us that in spectator mode. I noticed that the other evening. I think Monday evening it was. And I've got more comms on Sunday. I have to do some commentary for another league. Mr. Shiv is involved. and Mr. Skarma, and Mr. Mikey. So I look forward to that one as well. My headset's not doing crazy things, Jensen, is it? I hope not.
No.
Good.
Well, everyone seems to be on soft. Everyone remember, you can go any tyre you want for the feature race. Free tyre choice.
Just so we know, SPW has changed its name to Bill. Okay. Right. Why?
Right. Okay.
Yep, I don't. Yep, I guess. Okay. Why not? Hi, Bill. How's it going? So, guys, please, if you are watching, drop a little thumbs up on the video. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, please do. It means a lot. The channel trajectory over the last month has been very good. So, we would like to keep that momentum going. And I don't know how, because it's been primarily me on comms and the voice of the channel this season, and yeah, these are really unlucky. You've had to put up with that.
Well, we're about to start.
Ooh,
We're about to see what
timer is
people
up.
are going to go. Soft tyres for Ranger. That is a very interesting choice there.
So let me not forget to put some data on the screen like I did the last
But
time.
look at that. Only Ranger and the 2 McLarens on the soft tyres.
Mitch
Very
and Jay on the
interesting one.
hards.
He is on the hards. Same with J and TX, also on the hards. Everyone else on the medium tyre.
So, guys to look out for from further back in the pack. I think Dixie will make gains. I think he's way out of position. He just needs to not have any moments. I think we'll see Clarky get a bit aggressive off the start as well and trying to get punchy. Maybe get the jump on Mitsumat, possibly Mikey also. And then Bossman, how quick is Bossman going to be in that P5 on the grid on the soft compound tyre? I could see him putting Nick and F. Lewis Matoman under a lot of pressure in the first 4 or 5 laps of the race. So Ranger leading the way. I think by the pace that Ranger put down on the sprint race, I think it's an easy drive home victory, bar no mistakes. But the battle is thick for P2.
Yeah. No, Mato he sort of kept with him at the start of the second, or it was near the end of this first stint. It's a very interesting one. I think Ranger is gone for the soft. He should be able to easily get away. But is it the right strategy come the end of the race? We'll see anyways. I mean, Connor used it yesterday, and in the end it worked out for him. So, the soft medium
That's a very good point.
can work. If it all falls into place, it will work.
Of course, guys, we need to be careful of the penalties also. A lot more laps to go down, so penalties were detrimental in the first couple of races this week here. But Charlie will line up on that P19 slot on the grid. They will take their place and we will watch from afar as we get some lights for OTL Realistic feature race. We have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and the feature race is away, and it's a reasonably good start there for Ranger. His second phase is much better. F. Lewis off the start seems to get the jump on Matterman. He'll go to the inside line. Bossman on that soft compound tyre will go alongside Nick as well. Bossman will go through into P4. Mikey and Clarky going side by side through turns 1 and 2. I think Clarky has got the better of Mitsumi and both Mikey off the start like I thought he may do.
It's SPW. He's had a spin. Out of turn 2.
Oh, and Nick's went very wide onto the gravel. That'll give Clarky the opportunity now to jump, but Clarky's got a bit of dirty tyres, so I don't think he'll get round the outside.
Oh, who was that? It was down the inside. It was Mr. Rage down the inside of one of the Aston Martins, I think. It was up the inside of Mazda spin. He did get the move done. He almost got it on Pedro as well. Pedro overshot it, and that's Mikey. Mikey in the wall. Or is that Mikey off the track or in the wall? I think he was just off the track. Oh, he's lit on the back rear tyres and he's spun again. And Mikey, oh, he's gone right down to the back of the field now. And he's got some work to do in this race. In that Alfa Romeo. Very unfortunate one for him, but Ranger already 1.5 seconds clear of F. Lewis. That is the perfect start of the race so far. And he just needs to carry on the pace as it is. Here comes Matterman though. He is
Look
very
at
close as
Bossman,
well,
Bossman's
Bossman.
made a huge double toe there. The overspeed was
he's looking for
insane.
one, but
he thought about it.
He is all over the back here. He's on the soft tyres. He is. I think he's made the right call there. He's gained so many places off the start from those soft tyres. How many places has he gained? He's gained 2 places so far. He has jumped Matterman and Nick.
Soft tyre working very well, as it always would, compared to the medium and early phase. The question is, can he clear them?
No one of those soft tyres lost out. Volk has gained 3 places as well. Charlie's gained 8 though, Chris. It's a very great start for him.
And that's a driver I actually forgot to mention at the start of the race. Of course, having that early retirement in the sprint, he will be out for some retribution. And I could see Charlie get a top 5 in that car.
Yeah, the Alfa Romeo is not the worst car on the grid, is it? It's about a little bit better than the Williams, very clear of the Haas, but still far off the rest. But you can still deliver in that, like it's much closer than the Haas is.
3 and DRS enabled, but Rage without DRS, yep, he's going to come in the inside on Pedro.
And that overtaking complete for him, and yeah, that is secure there. Mr. Rage up to 9th of the inside of, was it the inside? I think it was the inside of Pedro. And there goes Matterman on F. Lewis up the inside of turn 6 or turn 7. Don't know the turn names, but Bossman's up to P2 now. F. Lewis lost out, but he's come back. Oh, and they're making a little bit of contact. Going down into the double right-hander. And F. Lewis keeps ahead. But Bossman, he's got the move done. Is he going to be able to break away the DRS now? He's going to be able to carry these guys along on the DRS. F. Lewis will be forced to push to try and keep ahead of Matterman. So we will probably see another overtake, Chris, into turn 1 from F. Lewis on Bossman, maybe.
And the thing is, can Matterman tuck up in that double toe and maybe have a run at Bossman also? The Bossman's got a very, very good exit out the last corner, and I think it's going to make it very hard for F. Lewis to close that gap down.
Bossman is safe.
And Matterman choosing not to expend a lot of energy here. He feels that he was never going to get a move done there anyway, so happy to just keep the battery topped up. F. Lewis spent it all the way down to 30%. 30% at Imola 4 laps in. It's not the best scenario.
Ranger has definitely got away. Now he's 5 seconds clear of the rest. But only the start of that 4. And
Dixie on the back at ENTXG. Oh, sorry, Jensen.
Yeah, the battle for 4th already heated as well. Back of the ENTXG. It's Adam.
Expected more. He has gained 3 off the start.
Oh, there's a penalty for Jay. Don't want these early penalties, but he's picked one up, and Volk's gone a bit deep. And I think he's lost the place to Mazepin. And Mazepin spun!
Oh, that sentence, Mazepin spun. It gets me every time.
Mazepin is.
He needs to change his name. He needs to change his name.
It's just cursed. You know, he's got damage as well. That's unfortunate for him.
And I hate to laugh at somebody when they spin in the middle of road glass as a commentator, but it's the name. Change it, Mazepin. Is Mr. Rage now, and Fingers coming for that P8 position. Fingers will put the car in the middle of the road. Very good defensive driving there for Fingers. Although he'll go a bit deep. Oh, and Mr. Rage runs into the back of him. I don't think he realised it would cost Fingers so much time. I don't think Rage get any damage, he did not. Finger's been very, very clever there in his positioning of the car. Mitsimat now closing onto the back of Charlie. We've got a yellow flag. It's SPW on Mitch. I'm not sure quite what's happened back there. It's just at the end of sector 1, so it's in the first couple, or the second couple of corners I should say. Clarkey now picks up his first time penalty of the race. But let's go back to this F. Lewis Bossman battle. This battle for P2 is a spicy one. These guys have been locked in it as Mataman picks up his first time penalty of the race, but sitting very pretty on the energy. A big advantage to the two drivers in front. 50% to F. Lewis. And
he's going to be forcing him to push.
So I think Mataman is in the driving seat here for this P2 spot.
Yeah, he's going to be using. So it's going to be maybe a double overtake on Bossman here, Chris. If Mataman gets close enough. There goes F. Lewis on the outside of Bossman. And Bossman, he pulls back into the racing line and F. Lewis is through. Oh my god.
So will Mataman capitalise? Now what Mataman needs is F. Lewis not to break away.
Nick.
Oh, and
Nick
F. Lewis has hit the he's hit the outside grass on the entrance to turn 2, Jensen, and it's just dragged him out onto the gravel and he's lost a lot of time. He drops to 1.5 seconds back.
Yeah,
advantage really goes to Matt now.
And Nick's
Bossman
disconnected
very
as well.
wide.
I'm just going to see if I can get him back in. Played with internet issues as Nick in the last couple of days, but see if he gets back in. But everyone else, so far we're only a quarter of the way in this race.
So I told Mataman a few weeks back that I think part of his detriment in his race, or what was letting him down before, was just the over-eagerness. Like as soon as he was behind a driver he felt like he had to get the overtake done, but we're just seeing a different side to him here. He's been a lot more methodical, only really making the move if it's really on and not taking any risks, and it seems to be paying massive dividends. He's really settled his pace down, he's much more consistent, and I just think we're seeing a more complete version of Mataman, especially this season.
Oh, is he flagging
contact for the back?
Yeah, it's Rage. He's in a spin and he is waiting for the rejoin, I think. And he rejoins at 15th. Not good for him. Everyone having their moments at the moment.
Imola is that type of track. Mitsimat starting to get a bit of a train now behind him, although Mitsimat was behind Clarkey, so he's got through, but Clarkey hanging on to the back of them in that Haas. Of course Mitsimat in the Red Bull, so he's going to be a very hard car to overtake on that straight. Clarkey maybe going to have to think about doing it somewhere different.
There's one driver we haven't mentioned, Green Thing. He's doing a very nice race in that AlphaTauri.
Hitting a steady P9.
Yeah, only 1.8 behind Charlie. Isn't too bad, he's taking a steady race at the moment. And there's Nick, he's lost out places to the Mitsimat, Clarkey and Charlie battle now. Where he was only a couple seconds off the lead cars, and now he's rejoined, and I think he's going to be a bit annoyed to see that he's lost out to these guys. And now he's back in the driving seat is Nick. And see if he can try and get back at these guys.
Oh yeah, he's got back in. I'm getting no deltas because the game's stupid. Mazepin picks up a penalty. Had a bit of insult to injury at the moment.
I think we'll just wait for the sectors. Or the end of the lap.
A quarter of the race done, Jensen. Do you think there's any surprises at the moment as Fingers picks up a penalty?
To be fair, I don't really, because I don't really commentate this. I haven't seen much racing here.
Well, that is a very good point.
I didn't, to be honest, didn't expect Charlie to be so far up already in the Alfa Romeo. I thought it would be hard to overtake in the trains around Imola. It's not really much places, but he's finding his way
And here he comes again.
The Haas struggling there as Charlie just zooms by. Charlie having a great race, P6 now. And now he's got Mitsumat, which will be an easy overtake with the DRS, and he'll be up to 5th.
Can he get closed in on the podium positions? That is the question. A lot of laps to go in his medium stint as well, so anything is possible. He's looking probably the most comfortable driver.
10 seconds in just 9 laps.
I know he could very comfortably two-stop if he wanted to think.
I wouldn't say two-stop, those mediums wouldn't do the best, I think. And when it comes to the soft tyres, they're all going to be
flag,
the
sector
same,
1,
aren't they?
Mitch
It's
had a
Mitch.
big moment. I've just got
he's
on
in the
board.
wall and he's lost the front wing. Yeah.
Will that be a VSC? That was quite a big impact. Mitch will need to be careful there, as he's going to have no front end grip at all. So Mataman Bossman battle continues. Bossman still tucked up in that DRS, but they've managed to break to almost, in fact Mataman is over 3.5 seconds clear now of F. Lewis.
Here comes Charlie again, setting up another move. Mitsumat defending for all his life. He is using a lot of energy. Here comes Charlie, looks for the inside into turn 1, and Charlie backs out a little bit. Mitsumat gives the space, but here they go again. Is Charlie going to look for something here? He's just going to be over the back of him for now, and that was a good go, but I think made the right move there, just backing out to avoid that collision, or what would be a inevitable collision.
Nick has got back through now in Clarkey, so Nick's starting to make gains after getting reconnected to the lobby. And what do we have happening further down the grid? How is Dixie getting on? Oh, I think Dixie's had a bit of a moment, because he's fell off a bit. And of course with the new format we'll see a big grid switch next week. We'll see different guys competing for the win. And different guys further down that grid. We'll see more guys involved in that front end battle also. So things to look forward to. Mataman, I think they're picking up another time penalty. Let's just have a look at them for now. He's up to 6 seconds.
Mitsumat won't be able to defend this one. And here they go. And Mitsumat keeping alongside. That's a really
Who's that?
good
Who's that?
attempt.
Nick came through on the inside.
And he snuck through under his nose. And Mitsumat goes a little bit wide there, almost hitting the gravel. I don't want to be nice, but yeah, great stuff from Nick there. Absolutely swept right under their noses there. And he's up into 6th. And he's probably looking at Charlie here. Oh, he looks a bit laggy. Nick might be about to disconnect again. No. I hope he isn't.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
I see a lot of lag. Oh, Nick, stay with us.
I hope he doesn't DC.
Connection. Yeah. Now we do know when Ranger will pit. It's gonna be an interesting one where he does.
Where would you expect the soft guys to come in? Is Bossman here is really making a run on Mataman. Bossman's going to come back through here, and Mataman will go to the inside line, lay into turn 1 and manages to get that far ahead that he'll get back. But Mataman will see the mistake, he'll get the cut back and back through, he'll go to turn 3.
Wow, great move around the outside again.
Oh, Charlie's
gonna crash!
Who was that? Nick and Charlie
on the straight. Oh no, and it's a safety car.
Uh-oh.
The alternate strategy. Oh no, it's not gonna work. And Ranger, that is worked beautifully for Ranger. He's gonna lose his advantage, but he's going to be the only man on the right strategy, I think.
Dixie onto the soft compound tyre, that's an interesting one. What? I wonder what's happened. Nick, I wonder what's happened there, Charlie. I'm sure you'll send a clip in. That's really unfortunate, mate, because you were doing very, very well. Yeah, I think so, David. I think it was a kind of Russell Bottas thing. But safety car out, a full reset to the race. Of course, those with penalties. Now, all that advantage absolutely wiped out. Ranger with the big advantage up front, wiped out. Matoman, the job that he's done to build the gap of these 6 seconds in penalties, gone. So this race has just been absolutely turned on its head. We'll stay with Ranger for now, and then there'll just be a little lull as guys filter into the pits, people choosing exactly what strategy they wish to go on to, and
soft as a push, and Ranger stays out. No, he doesn't, he pitted. He just didn't say he was pitting, because I have the penalties up, don't I? Let's have the tyres up, there we go. So Ranger on brand new mediums, Matoman on the soft tyres. He is going to try and take them to the end, which is possible.
A big ask.
You'll be about 60%, but you will
now,
be fine, I think.
Is that what Matoman needs to maintain a fight against Ranger? The advantage Rangers had in that car, has it been wiped out by the compound difference?
I don't know, but Volks stays out. That is a very interesting one. He's on 12 lap old softs. They're not going to last at all. Those he has to pit, surely.
He's very vulnerable.
Yeah, it's a big lose for him.
Pedro onto the hard compound tyre.
So with F. Lewis, so with Mitsumat and Danny Boy in the seat, all onto the hards. Everyone else on the mediums, all the softs.
Yes, Shlee, I do agree. I do feel that Charlie was probably drive of the day so far, by a very good distance as well. He was absolutely chilling. So let's have a look, go to tyre and we'll see what everybody's went on to. So Ranger, Bossman, Clarkey, ENTXJ, Mazespin all onto the medium compound. F. Lewis, Mitsumat, Pedro and Danny Boy, they're opting to not stretch the soft out, although Volks bobbing F. Lewis into the pits. F. Lewis in for a second time round. So what is this for? Did he pick up a penalty for speeding in the pits? No, he's just
he might just be going to another set of mediums.
That yes, he wanted to get back onto a new medium and just finish the race from there. That could be a smart call from F. Lewis.
Same for Mr. Age as well. He is doing the exact same as well, going back onto the mediums to the end of the race.
I'm gutted as well, Charlie, because like if that was your kind of farewell to the realistic league, for probably being the strongest driver on the grid to date, it's a shame for it to finish like that. Although I expect if you can hit that R one day and you are here, that you will come back with a bang. So Ranger leads the way, Matoman P2, Bossman 3, Clarkey up to P4, Mitsumat 5, Finger 6, Nick 7, Pedro P8, ENTXJ 9, Danny Boy 10, Dixie up to 11, Volksbob 12, F. Lewis P13, Mr. Rage 14, Mazespin 15, Mikey 16, SPW 17 and Mitch P18. Positions gained, who is winning as it stands? Dixie, our biggest gainer of the grid, up 7 positions from the back to P11. And it's showing me that people are talking in the chat, but I am not getting this text on my screen, so I do apologise there, guys. So probably one more lap of safety car, I would think, Jensen, and then we'll get going the next lap. An SPW, of course.
The they are really trying to extend that. It's going to be very close. The guys on the softs. 18 laps, I don't know. I think they'll just about make it.
Pedro and Dixie both into the pits, so I wonder what they're going for. Are they going back to a medium compound now? Oh, and they're double stacking.
Yeah. And both mediums, yeah.
Although the double stack's not going to be too detrimental as a whole. They will fall to the back of the grid, of course. They get to go to the end of the race though. I think that's probably the smart call. Soft will be struggling, their pace is going to drop off massively. And then it's not the type of corners where you want to be limited grip. Then being so fast that the car will probably snap and stick you into the wall. So the medium will safely go to the end of this race. I wonder what Mitsumat can do in that hard compound tyre. I think he could be the guy that causes a bit of a train behind him. Because the Red Bull will be mighty in these straight lines. He'll maybe lose a bit in the corners off the tyre performance. And he will be a bit slow in the opening couple of laps of the restart. Pedro and Dixie will need to move their bottoms and get themselves round at the back of the grid, although I don't think that'll be an issue. So we should get safety car in this lap any moment now. There it would be. So Ranger will check up, he will become that pace setter. And now, will Matoman be able to put Ranger under any pressure? Ranger really letting that safety car get up the road. And we will just keep it. In fact, we will go to a 5-second time penalty for Mr. Rage between him and Mitch. But Mitch is a ghosty car, I'm not really sure what's happened there. That may be one that can be removed. So Ranger has the option, and it looks like it's going to be at the last corner, and he has went. He kind of gave Matt the feint and caught him off guard, but Ranger's away. We'll filter back through as Clarky puts Bossman under a lot of pressure.
Volk didn't get a great restart there. He dropped that massively.
As has Mr. Rage. Mr. Rage got caught napping just a little bit. His fingers goes through. Oh, but it loses out.
Nick does as well. That was really close.
And look at ENTXJ will put fingers under pressure into turn 3. They'll go side by side. And that's some good racing there.
Good space from both of them. And Jay is just going to keep the position there. And Greenfingers, he goes for him. He's got the move done, and then it just lost the 3 places there.
Nick now on Mitsuma.
Oh, look at them go side by side again. Another great racing there. Goes side by side through that left-hand corner, but Nick's got the move on the Red Bull, and he's up to 5th place. He's got no penalties, Chris. If Nick could carry these softs to the end, that could be
race winning. Oh,
this could be a race winning strat. If he could keep the softs going,
I mean, on the club,
this might be the way to go.
F. Lewis now will nip down the inside here of Danny Boy up to P9 now. On his medium compound tyre that
look at Matt, Matt on the very back of Ranger here. Here we go. For the lead of the race, is he going to get it into turn 1? He's going for it down the inside. Ranger gives the space. They're going to go wheel to wheel. A little bit of contact, and Ranger keeps the place. It was fair enough, I think.
And all the while, Bossman is closing up onto the battle. Mataman putting Ranger under the pressure that he needs to try and keep some form of race for victory alive. Mataman goes a little bit deep down into turn 6. I think it's turn 6. So Mataman probably just wants to stay there and look to use the DRS to his advantage. Nick now closing in on the back of Charlie, so Nick very much in this at the moment. The question is, of course, will the tyres last out? SPW and Mazepin doing a bit of racing. SPW will go through up to P13 in that Haas, making gains now in Volkswagen. Oh, and somebody's round. Who's that? It's Mazepin. Mazepin has went round. Mazepin has spun for a second time, and he falls to pretty much last on the grid. Just Mitch this a lap down. DRS gets enabled for the second time this race as Mr. Rage comes for a move now again, on Danny Boy, and Nick picks up a penalty, so that Jensen is going to make a big impact on Nick's decisive ending to the race. And look at Danny Boy with the overspeed there into turn 1. Rage had to yield and could not get through. Mazepin picks up a time penalty.
Yeah, he's retired the pits. That was unfortunate for him there. Picked up damage, so there was nothing he could do after that. But I would wait it out for a safety car. He can still get points, but he's gonna end his race a little bit earlier tonight.
So Matoman absolutely on Ranger here. Absolutely on him. Can he make a move now? DRS being enabled. Can he drive away? I get the feeling Ranger's holding Matt up just a little bit. But Matoman's tyres need to go quite a distance. So here we go. Can Matoman with the DRS, is he going to push? No, not so much. Nick on Bossman, he will go through. DRS Bossman didn't have any, so Nick now up to P3, and this is where Matoman needs to be careful, because if the soft tyre makes it the distance, Matoman's race could become under jeopardy to Nick. He is racing him, they're on the same strategy. So Matoman, if he feels he can clear Ranger, I think now's the time to put a faster car between himself and Nick, because Nick is lighting up the sectors. He is absolutely on one. At the back we've got ENTXJ closing in the Mitsima. Fingers being put under pressure from F. Lewis. He's not going to fight it too much there. Yellow flag, sector 2. What's happened there? Oh, somebody's round. It's Clarkey. Clarkey has went round, he'll rejoin the track. Oh, and he really struggles getting the power down there. Oh, and VSC out. So that will neutralise the order. Will we see anybody at the front jump on this? Anybody for the softs, go for a fresh set, guarantee yourself to the end. Matoman is going to jump on this, Jensen. Matoman jumps on the VSC, he says, right, fine. I maybe can't race this, but I can get a fresh set of tyres on while everybody's checked up and push back through. Now, is this the smart call? He will get going, he's not going to lose out massively. Pedro and Dixie also going to jump on the VSC for a fresh set of soft compound tyre. Now of course where this would pay dividends now is if another safety car comes, because they would have no reason to pit. The soft tyre will more than comfortably do 12 laps.
Sorry Chris, will I be able to just dip from the pie for 1 minute?
Do what you gotta do, sir.
League stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, but yeah.
No worries, man. So we're back to green flag racing. F. Lewis and Green Fingers go back through each other. So where has Matt came out? Matt has came out P13, but of course on a much fresher tyre than everybody else, and on a much better compound than everybody else, as Pedro picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings. Yeah, I agree, Charlie. Definitely, a podium was definitely there, mate. God, you kept up, you could have even maybe won that race. Mikey, SPW and Danny now starting to get engrossed in a little bit of a battle, but that battle for P4 between Mitzi, ENTXJ, F. Lewis and Mr. Rage, that is hotting up. Is there going to be anybody making gains? Look at Fingers now in ENTXJ. The big push is on. He'll go to the inside line and through he goes now to P5. Oh, and here's a big oversteer moment on the exit of 4. But he gets away with that one. And through Fingers now to P5. Oh, Mitsima has a moment. Fingers is going to jump on this now on his soft compound tyre, and now through to P4 goes Fingers. He's having a tremendous second half of the race. Lee, if you're watching, I think you'll be very proud of your man there. He's doing a job. ENTXJ picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings. And now Jay has got a car between himself and Fingers and Mitsima, and Mitsima of course on that hard compound tyre. F. Lewis all over the back of Jay. In fact, he'll go to the outside line as they come down to the last couple of corners. It's not a place you see guys going side by side, but these are going to do it. There's a small bit of contact that gives ENTXJ a wobble, which puts him out of line for the last corner, but ENTXJ then, F. Lewis then struggles on the exit. They'll both get the DRS, but look at Rage now hunting the back of this pack. He'll have a look at ENTXJ, although they will all plateau now, plateau at top speed, and nothing will materialise down into turn 1 as Matoman sets the fastest lap of the race, and now getting onto the back of the train on his fresh tyre.
For 10 laps to catch up anything really. I think he might have made a mistake by pitting, to be honest.
And look at Fingers, Jensen. Managed to climb to P4.
Yeah, he's P4, that's insane. And there's been a spin for... who is that? Mr. Rage. He's lost his wing. Spinning the car back around, and that... unless there's any safety car, that's his race done, pretty much. And he will be stone dead last, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Rage. Ranger back into cruise control, but Nick there now in P2. He's absolutely chilling. Let's have a look at the penalties. Just 3 seconds for the top 4. Then 5 seconds there for F. Lewis in P5. Yeah, he's just checked out. He's chilling.
I think Bossman might be on for securing a P2 at this point. And there goes Mitzi Matt and F. Lewis. Mitzi Matt gets through, he gets a penalty, he goes over the curb and gets a penalty. It's not what he wanted to do. F. Lewis still on the back here. Looking way past, of course, you don't want to be behind.
Round on the outside. Is he going to get that one?
Oh, go for the
switchback. What a move!
Great switchback. Does he get clear? He does, just about. And F. Lewis back into 5th.
More importantly, Fingers has managed to break that DRS from that battle. So Fingers, and he's round! Just as I'm talking about it, he's dropped it! At the compression point, the car goes round. Oh, Fingers, no! Definitely on for drive of the day. No! I think we cost them. Get Matoman on SPW now for P8. Through Matoman will go, SPW will get the squeeze on, but he's not going to get that one. Greenfingers picks up a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, a bit of insult to injury there. So through Matoman goes up to P8. He's now hunting down Mikey. How far can he go? 9 laps to go, so there is time. Mr. Rage picks up another time penalty for multiple warnings. He goes up to 6 seconds. Ah, Fingers comes out now, P15. And Dixie on his soft compound tyre managed to make some gains. He's catching up in Clarkie, he's well within his penalty zone as well. Where is the battle though? This Matoman Mikey battle, Mikey getting defensive. Can Matoman get the run? Probably best now just to wait behind. DRS is coming. And it'll be an easy pass on the main straight and then get the head down and get after ENTXJ. You see how superior the grip is out the last couple of corners. Matoman will tuck in behind. In fact, he'll pull out nice and early. He's just going to show Mikey that he is going through it. He's not even going to use any energy to push on.
Oh, that was a moment for someone there. Someone lost a bit of time. It was a bit of a yellow flag.
Yeah, let's see that there.
Yeah. I don't think it was much, really.
So at the moment, Mikey and SPW, the only 2 without penalties. Could that pay dividends come the end of the race? Yellow flag in sector 2, we've got somebody else round. Who is that?
That might be on the Mercedes. Nah, no, it might be Mitch, I think. Maybe Mitch or Rage. One of those two. Because Ranger is not putting his foot off the gas yet. He is putting all the way through this stint. He is 6.1 seconds ahead. Absolutely brilliant drive so far from him.
I think our only real battle on track now is this ENTXJ and Mitsuma one, otherwise the gaps are quite open between all of the guys. So let's see what Jay can do against Mitsuma here. I think this will be an overtake. The Williams man looking to make some gains. And he'll try and stick the nose down the inside, but... Oh, and Jay's went round! Jay's lost on that inside curb. It turned 2 and the car just swaps round on him.
The incidents are happening, Chris. Come to the end of the race, they're all starting to kick off here.
Matoman now, 1 point. Oh, but he's going to be well within the DRS of Mitsuma come this lap around.
The tyres are starting to go off, I think, for the softs. Softs will start to go off about now. But at the moment, the way Nick has driven this race, he had his issues, but he's gone back on the softs as well, trying to get into the end. If he does that, definitely a worthy driver of the day.
Yeah, I would agree.
The only other driver I could really consider is Ranger, who's just been dominant.
And we've got somebody else round, it's Pedro.
All starting to make mistakes, Chris.
How many more will we have? Is Nick now is overtaken by Bossman? Nick in the pits? Was he not liking the tyres? Matoman now on Mitsuma, he'll go to that inside lane.
Is he getting any? He might have got high deg, maybe.
Matoman now
hitting
back
the
to
wire quite quickly.
P4. And Nick and Mikey, oh that's in the pits. So Matoman back to P4. He need to really get a move on if he wants to get back onto that podium, unless F. Lewis picks up another penalty. So that is an interesting one, but otherwise the gaps are now very open, nobody in each other's DRS. It's just going to be a case of watching the times just to see if they can sneak back in there. Oh, is Pedro round again? Oh no, I think he's in the pits. Pedro... Tyle's dead. So, as Jensen has said, pretty plain sailing for Ranger. Matoman is gaining on F. Lewis. He's in a bit of no man's land now, P4. But the time is coming down. Oh, now Mikey, what's... Oh, Mikey on the back of Nick. I think it's actually Nick just came back through in his fresh tyre. It is. So Bossman looking very, very good for P2.
Yeah, I think... Don't know why Nick pitted, really.
And
I'm sure the deck wasn't too bad.
Bossman is probably my driver of the day.
Oh, yellow flag. Who's that? That might be Pedro, I think.
No, it's not. I think it may be Dixie. It is Dixie. They're all struggling at that first chicane. It's caught so many drivers out tonight.
And Nick's picked up another penalty. He's on 9 seconds now. And his chances now of picking up any decent result have basically gone. His best, I think, is going to be 7th.
Oh, and Bossman has picked up another time penalty for multiple warnings, so that's something he's going to have to be very cautious of in the closing stages of the race. He's not under massive pressure, because F. Lewis of course has that 5 seconds, but of course if F. Lewis has that 5 seconds it can be removed. He is very close to P2. Oh, we've got somebody round this Mitsuma.
Yeah. Caught on that with Nick and yeah, just about avoided it, did Nick. He's going to lose up to JNTX on Mitsumatsu. I don't think he picked up damage. Yeah, check. I think
I think
he's got away with
SPW
that
got an
damage,
illegal
but
overtake there for some reason.
yeah, Mitzi Matt, at the moment he's on course for P9 as it stands with that spin.
SPW again as well looks set to score some very, very good championship points in that Haas. And in comparison to his championship rival Clarkey, he is actually going to open a bit of an advantage, I think. Depending of course how close it is below, there may be a change now to the title lead, as we've got somebody else round to us. That is Mitch now having another moment.
Mitch just slowing down, I think. Yeah.
A couple of laps left to go in this realistic feature race, and then back to some normality next week. What is our next track, Jensen? You're the stats man, you will know.
It is Spanish Grand Prix.
Oh, we head to Espanol. And that is when
Catalunya.
Schlee returns. The return of Schlee to both Mondays and I think Thursday evenings.
A legend of home of racing.
Yes. He's like a mythical creature. One of the ugly ones too. Sorry, Schlee. Volksbob having a bit of moment now. Mr. Rage, we'll try and put him under a bit of pressure. He'll look to that outside lane. And he will get the move done there. Good job from Mr. Rage. So any more battles, can Mitsima make the move on the ENTXJ? As for third position, because they're both even on penalties, so Mitsima might see that light flashing and think, yeah, I'm going to push. He does get on the ERS now. He's going to put ENTXJ under attack. He'll go to the racing line, and round the outside he will go. So Mitsima gets himself to P7. Matoman 1.5 behind F. Lewis. He's not going to get close enough early enough as Ranger comes round the last corner for the penultimate time to take us on to the last lap. It's been utter domination from Ranger this evening, but of course with the format change that means that it will be a poorer car for next week.
He's going to win by over 20 seconds as well, which is just unbelievable from him.
His neck picks up another time, goes up to 12 seconds.
It might be realistic cars, but still to win by over 20 seconds in a 20 laps stint, it's like still very impressive.
Yes. Oh, and the two Alpine guys having a bit of a battle behind.
Yeah, Pedro and Adam at Pedro went wide, and oh, Adam's got damage from his team. Well, his teammate in teams. I don't know who Adam is teammates with, actually, but here comes Ranger. He's in the final sector now. Absolutely blinding drive. Safety car did absolutely brilliant for him, and for the last time, we're coming to the final two corners. He won the sprint race very comfortably. Didn't pick up many penalties, only picked up one penalty I think, but here he comes, he's weaving across the line. Ranger, an absolute dominating drive in Imola, well deserved victory for him, and Bossman's gonna come to the line here in the next couple of moments. He's gonna pick up P2, very great drive from him, very comfortable final stint. And I think F. Lewis might pick up the final podium place, even with the 5-second penalty, if he gets that removed. If it was like contacting the safety car, he'll get P2. So, either way, that is your top three.
Yes, good effort there from the boys. Further back, we get Dixie in 15th, Pedro 16th, Mitch 17th, Mazepin and Charlie, of course. They will carry their cars over to the following week. SPW, I think another notable mention, I think he will come home in P8 at the line. No P7, he gets up to P7 in the Haas, so good job there for SPW. Mitsum at P8 and TXJ9. Danny Boy will come home in P10. Fingers P11, and very unfortunate for Fingers because he was on a very, very good drive. Mr. Rage will get the jump on Clarkey at the line also. He will get promoted to P12. Clarkey will drop to P14. I don't know what happened there. Box Bob will come home for a steady P15 or P13. So I suppose we should get Ranger, Bossman and F. Lewis all in for a chat. F. Lewis saying he was just trying to hold on to that, but top 10, but he brought home the P3, so F. Lewis finished exactly where he started. Now I hope he knows to just join the chat. Get Bossman in also. What's Bossman's full gamer tag, Jensen? Can you see it?
Bossman W11.
Let's get him in for a chat. Also, so Ranger and Bossman, they'll both need to join. Ranger and F. Lewis, they'll just need to rejoin. So they're already in the party. Just see if they will join and see if Bossman will join us. Jensen, do you want to ask the questions this evening, or...?
I'll just answer the question at the end of your questions.
No worries, sir. Gonna be the question. That's if any of them choose to join us. Maybe they won't. Ranger will join us. So race winner comes in at the end. Ranger, it was an utterly dominant display, if you are here. Very, very good job. In terms of yourself and F. Lewis, being teammates, of course, very, very good for the construction. How do you feel after that one?
It wasn't that bad, I don't think. Could have struggled after the first safety car, but wasn't that bad after.
But it was pretty straightforward, right? I think your main focus was just keep it within the lines and don't drop the car. But of course that means getting into next week, back to a normal format, no more sprint race. But you've done the double today. On to next week, it means, of course, with the format change, you'll automatically now go to a lower performing car. So Spain in the Haas. Do you look forward to that one?
Not really, to be honest.
But still look to bring home some points. I think that will really put a big drive on your championship contention as well. I think you'll get very close to the guys up top. So very, very good effort, mate.
Yeah. Cheers.
Jensen, do you have anything for Ranger?
I'd say that was too easy for you. Like, you won by 20 seconds. That was just class drive from you there. But yeah, that's maximum points for you. Sprint race win and the feature race win. So I mean, yeah. Still, you only missed out like a couple points from It's still 2 wins tonight. I'm sure you'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, very happy.
So, did Bossman join? Is Bossman with us? Did he join the party? No, he hasn't. So we'll just jump to Ethan. Ethan, since Bossman has not joined us, we spoke pre-feature race, and you said you were just trying to focus on bringing on a top 10, but you went one better and you brought home the position you started. You've got to be happy at the outcome of that race. And
no,
of course, your penalty. I don't know where you picked up the 5 seconds, whether it be speed in the pits or contact on the safety car. Is that one that can be removed?
Yeah, it can be removed. Mitch went flying into the back of us.
So that would mean
Mitch.
P2? If when that's removed, P2? So,
yeah,
even better?
Aye, class. Well done to Ranger. That's all. If someone had told me you would get a P1 and 3, a P1 and 2 in quali, P1 and 2 in one shot, P1 and 3 in sprint, and then hopefully a P1 and 2. I just need to send it in for the feature race. I would have told you either drunk or on drugs. So yeah, happy. Yeah, not looking forward to next week, but yeah. I knew I could get it off, so I was just trying to keep ahead of Mattoman and hunting down Bossman, and he luckily for me, unluckily for him, he got the 6 seconds, and I've tried to keep it within the lines, and yeah.
Of course, Fingers was a big part of your battle for a long time as well. I think yourself, Fingers, Matt, you all had a bit of a battle for a little while, but then Fingers has that big moment at turn 10 and takes him way out the running. Was it from then you really felt, right, I can really get the position that I started, if not one better, and just keep your head down? Because it seemed to be then is when you started to really open the gap to the guys that you were fighting with, and just kind of eyes forward after that.
Yeah, after that point forward, I felt like the medium tyres, it's the only tyre I run in the race, or the feature race, competitively, considering I was only on the hards for 1 lap in the safety car period.
Yeah.
I obviously felt the mediums were much better than the hards, and I couldn't defend on the hards, considering like I would get a poor exit and then even lower grip. I think I would just spin, which I think is evident over the three races this week. There's been quite a few spins, so I knew the mediums would be better, and so that's what I decided, and it's paid off, so I'm happy.
So very, very good job, mate. And as you've said, very, very strong points from the team standpoint, so I think that'll actually put you in quite a comfortable advantage in the Constructors' Championship, so keep plugging away at it. I expect you to possibly lay a marker now as the team to beat. So,
Nice.
pressure is on. Jensen, do you have
Pressure is on.
anything for F. Lewis? Did I just call you Jennifer?
No, you said Jensen.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, great race from you, Ethan, in the Aston Martin, 2 top 3s. And
In a row?
to be fair, I've completely forgot you were both teammates as well, so I think with that, you just went from P9 in the championship, you racked up like about 75 points
Bloody hell.
tonight. And you've probably gone from P9 to P1, so I think for you guys, yeah, I think that's probably the best
Not
team
bad
performance I've ever seen.
Not bad considering we didn't have any points. Literally, considering Ranger had missed the second race and DNF'd in both the ones, and I'd got took out in the first one. We were kind of just riding at the back, but I feel like we can both push on together and get a good performance this season, which is what we should aim for.
Well, from that one, yeah, you've really stepped it up there. And it definitely wants to watch.
Yes,
as the
I
season
agree.
goes.
In my opinion, probably the strongest pairing on the grid at the moment. They have definitely laid a marker there as well, as Jensen says, a 75-point haul. That is massively impressive over one race night. But Jensen, before we wrap up for the evening, we have one last call to make. And that would be our driver of the day.
To be honest, there's only one guy that comes to my mind. And for a dominant drive, I think it's definitely worth having.
Yes, I would agree. I think it was a close one between Bossman and Ranger, but Ranger just showing the might of the car and the might of... Because people would say, oh, you're in the Mercedes, it's easy, but as many drivers proved, it's a very, very easy track to end up in the wall, so sometimes when you're that far out in front, it's a bit harder just to keep the concentration down. So I would agree that, yes, I think Ranger is deserved, if that's who you were aiming at, Mr. Jensen.
Yep.
So Ranger gets the driver of the day, so some even more points for team and driver. Very well done, Ranger, and very well deserved. So on that one, Realistic is finished for this week. We are back on Monday with normal OTL equal performance for the Spanish Grand Prix. Catch us then.